Kristen Welker is the moderator of Meet the Press. Kristen, good morning. Good to see you as always. As we talk about these peace talks in Saudi Arabia a couple of days from now, I understand you have some new reporting about what the Trump administration is going to require of Ukraine, of President Zelensky, in order to get this deal. What are you hearing?
Well, Willie, as those talks in Saudi Arabia are set to get underway this week, according to U.S. officials, President Trump is signaling behind the scenes that it is not enough for President Zelensky to sign that minerals deal that he was going to sign the day that Oval Office meeting blew everything up, that he has to signal he's serious about peace. From the perspective of President Trump, according to these officials, that includes being clear that he's willing to give up some land and also potentially willing to hold elections and possibly stepping down. That's what it would take from the perspective of President Trump in order to resume military and intelligence sharing. Now, Brian Hughes, spokesperson for the National Security Council, telling me this overnight. As President Trump demonstrated by reading President Zelensky's message at the joint session, the Ukrainians have made positive movement. With meetings in Saudi coming this week, we look forward to hearing more positive movement that will hopefully ultimately end this brutal war and bloodshed. But, Willie, a lot of uncertainty heading into those talks in Saudi Arabia next week as tensions mount between the United States and Ukraine and, of course, its European allies as well, with Russia, as Molly just laid out, really stepping up its bombardments. We'll delve into all of that today coming up on the program.
And so much of this burden being placed on Ukraine, the victim of the invasion 3 years ago. Kristen, we will be watching this morning, of course, on Meet the Press, when Kristen is joined by Senator Alyssa Slotkin of Michigan, who delivered the Democratic response to President Trump's address to Congress this week. Kristen also will be joined by Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick.
Hey, thanks for watching. And don't forget, you can catch the Today Show every morning on NBC or take Today when you're on the go. Just follow the Today podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen.